Hi guys! So this is where I'll show you how to make those shea butter creams that we talked about in the favorite products video. I'll show you the sticky pomade as well as that smooth everyday cream. You're going to need a deep glass bowl, some unrefined shea butter, coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, castor oil, vitamin E, a hand mixer, some empty containers, and a knife and spoon. For optimum results, the shea butter should definitely be at room temperature. Depending on how much you're making, place your shea butter quantity in the glass bowl. This amount will fit well in a 16-ounce container. Next, add your oils. I never measure, but be sure that the oils are just a complement to your shea butter. It'll guarantee that the butter ends up being nice and fluffy in the end. So this is like 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. This is about a teaspoon of olive oil. A teaspoon of castor oil. That's definitely a little more than a teaspoon of jojoba oil. Now grab your hand mixer and start to mix it all together. I keep my shea butter in my fridge and didn't leave it out long enough to warm up. So it's going to take me a little longer to mix my butters and for them to soften. When you guys do this, just make sure your shea butter is at room temperature. Don't melt it, but just let it sit out. Okay, so since your shea butter is at room temperature, you'll be done by now. But for me, I have to work with these rock hard solid pieces, so don't mind me. And of course, I forgot to add my vitamin E, so I'm gonna add that in now. I think this is about a half a teaspoon. So you see, the butter mixes pretty easily with the oils, and because we didn't melt it, we kept it whole, it stays really nice and fluffy. Really neat trick from a fellow YouTuber. Grab a plastic bag, take your spatula and place the shea butter right inside. Try not to touch the sides of the bag. From the corner, cut out a tiny hole and use it to squeeze the shea butter into the container, kind of like a frosting bag. It guarantees a nice and clean filling of your containers, especially if you're planning on giving them away as gifts. And that's it guys, nice fluffy and creamy. Now I'll show you the Silky Smooth Everyday Cream. We'll start out with coconut as our base. The container should be about 1/2 full of coconut oil. Pop it in the microwave and melt it down. Now this is a little too melted. It's easier to mix if it's a little thicker, but I wasn't paying attention. It's okay. I'm adding about 1/2 teaspoon of castor oil. A teaspoon of olive oil. This should be a teaspoon of jojoba oil, but I think I went a little overboard. It's okay. I'll just make up for the extra oil in shea butter. Now add a good sized dollop of that shea butter mixture that you already created and start to mix. This is why I like the coconut oil to be a little less melted than it was. It gives the shea butter something to stick to and helps me mix faster. Mix, mix, mix. All those oils need to come together. And once that coconut oil solidifies, it'll be a nice smooth blend. While you're mixing, look for a trace. When you lift your knife, if you don't see a trail behind it and it's a little too liquidy, add a little bit more shea butter. Now that's good. There's a little trace behind it when I lift my skewer. Now I'm going to let this sit out a little bit so I can solidify and look a little bit more like the cream that you saw before. And that's it, guys. Really easy. So this is my everyday cream, a little bit more solidified. It still has a little ways to go, but I'm going to use it right now. And here's my fluffy sticky pomade for smoothing, braiding, twisting, or whatever. So now every time I style my hair, I'll know that I'm adding shea butter, olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, jojoba oil, and vitamin E. And wondering what that final shea butter looked like after it solidified? Well, here it is, nice and smooth. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.